Next I want to show something that really shows this intimate connection between the summit and the East Rift Zone. And they're called deflation-inflation events, or DI events. And they represent brief changes in the magma supply. And this is the same data set as I showed in an earlier plot of that tilt meter responding at the summit to variations in inflation and deflation. So this is a deflation-inflation event that happened in early August. And these DI events happen from time to time, sometimes one a week, sometimes two a week, sometimes none in a week. But they have the same basic form. And that is they begin with deflation and they end with inflation. And deflation, as I said, represents a decrease in the magma supply to the summit, and the inflation represents an increase. So knowing that the East Rift Zone is supplied via the summit, we can infer that you can expect that during deflation, you might expect a decrease in activity at the flow field on the East Rift Zone, and during the inflation phase, you would expect an increase. And that's exactly what we see, and that's what we've been seeing on a number of occasions. And to demonstrate that, I'll highlight this case in early August. So our weekly overflight captured the flow field right at this time of the lowest, right at the bottom of that deflation phase, where we would expect the least amount of magma supply to be at East Rift Zone and the lowest amount flowing through the tube. And that's exactly what we saw. Whereas before there was this voluminous ocean entry plume due to the lava entering the ocean, we can see there's absolutely nothing here. This yellow dotted line is the lava tube. It looks from this faraway vantage point that nothing is going through the tube. If you get a closer look, you can see here's actually the tube, and this is where those littoral explosions were happening. And you can see there's absolutely nothing flowing through. And this is on August 8th. 2 days later, on the 10th, is when we were in the inflation phase. And you can expect that during that inflation phase, we expect a pulse and increase in lava through the tube system. And that's exactly what we saw. Here's the tube in yellow dotted line, Royal Gardens, and the coastal plain here. And this pulse in lava was, again, more than the tube could accommodate. So we had breakouts from the tube system. Here's one breakout, a smaller one, a very large breakout that actually fed a very short-lived ocean entry here. In addition to these breakouts, lava was reoccupying the tube, so it had restarted this ocean entry, and the littoral explosions and the ocean entry plume had restarted. What's really neat about these events is, in a way, they're a predictive tool, because we can look at, when we start getting deflation, we can say, okay, well, these are followed by inflation. And during the deflation, we're going to expect a decrease in lava activity in the flow field. And during inflation, there's a much greater likelihood that we're going to be seeing breakouts.